Sometimes the biggest silent assassins in your garden is the plant pots that you chose, okay? Some people might think it's the fertilizer, it's the soil, it's the watering. Sometimes all of that is secondary to the pots you chose, okay? So today we're going to go through plant pots, the types, the sizes, the colors that you may choose to use, and certain plants that you may put in them to help you grow a better garden, okay? So we're going to move right into it, and we're going to go step by step. Come on with me. So first thing is the size of the pot, okay? I don't care what the billboard says, all right? Bigger isn't always better, okay? So if you have a pot this size and you put a teeny little seedling in it, all swallowed up, it will not work because that will bring more problems to you. Let me explain. First of all, the soil. A bigger pot, it holds more soil clearly, and that soil holds more moisture, okay? Stays moist for longer, okay? Because it is bigger, it has more mass. Now, if you put a tiny seedling inside of that, you are asking for root rot. Small roots will be stagnated, it will be overpowered with too much water, and then that will lead to root rot. The plant will die, and then you're going to say, oh, it is the plant, it is the seed, it is everything else but the pot that you chose, okay? So that is one of the things you have to do. Choose the right pot and match the size pot to the size plant. If it's a seedling, it is better to put it in a smaller pot, and then as it grows, you upsize, you up pot for the plant, okay, to meet its needs. But other than that, it will be swamped and it will die. All right, that is one thing. Bigger isn't always better, okay? So let's move on. One more thing I want you to get, okay, as it relates to the size pot. Not because the pot is small and you put the plant in a smaller pot, it means that everything is good. The plant is growing and that is the expectation. So you have to assess the roots. And sometimes a smaller pot is a prison, okay? Let me show you. So like this I got from the big box store. I bought some more basil, but this is quite bushy, quite nice. I like it. But it is time for this to be up pot, and you can assess it yourself. Look at this. So the root is now growing in a circle. The shape of the pot, it's in a ball. It has nowhere to go, nowhere to expand. So within another week or so, there wouldn't be much from this plant. Not that something is wrong with the plant, but the pot that you choose to leave it in or put it in is stifling it. So that's the other thing. Too big is a problem. Too small is a problem. So you have to assess wisely, assess the growth of your plant wisely, and know when to change. Okay? Let's move along. Next pot here I want to tell you about terracotta pots, okay? These are beautiful. I love them. I have three here. This is a bigger one, a smaller size, and a shallower one. Let me tell you about them. Terracotta pots, they dry out faster. So you have to choose your plants for them wisely. Your herbs do well in terracotta pot. Why? Those are plants that don't like their feet to be kept wet and to be kept wet very long. Either they want it to be dry out fast. So this pot here, of course, you've seen it before, my rosemary, okay? One of my rosemary, that is. Rosemary plants don't like to be kept wet. So because of that, it's if I accidentally water, or if it is in a place like now, I'm getting a lot of rain, which is good. But the pot allows compensation where the water, the excess, will seep out, so my plant can survive, all right, and continue growing. So you need to choose wisely in terms of that. Here I have a shallower terracotta pot, and I'll tell you why and what you use these for. This one, I want to show you this. This is an older terracotta pot of mine. And if you notice on the pot itself, the patina, call it patina, because as the pot ages and does its job, excess water is removed via the pot. It is porous. The material is porous, so it allows water out. And what that does, it also sieves, for want of a better word, but like minerals and deposits in the water. So you will see that showing up on the pot as patterns like this, which I like because it is very medieval looking and give a kind of a texture and character to the pot, okay? So choose wisely. So you can have all type of pots in your garden, but the ones that you choose, make sure that the plants, the veggies that you put in it matches the purpose and what the pot can do, okay? I'm gonna move on. Now here I am with a mama jamma of a pot. This is a big plastic pot. So plastic pots are good as well. What plastic pots allow water to be held in the soil for longer. So like me now in Florida in this blazing heat where my plants are drying out more and quicker, this pot does wonders, you understand? And also, if you notice the size, I choose specific plants that work well in a size pot like this. So now I started some seeds in there. I'm sure you can see these are all okra seeds, okay? But what happens is okra plants can grow fast and vigorous, okay? And in doing so, the root system is bigger and it needs more depth. So that is what this pot will allow, okay? So this will serve its purpose for me here in Florida. Now, wherever you are, you might need to modify. You might need to go to a terracotta pot if you're getting too much moisture, too much wetness, like a rainy area. A lot of rainfall, you can change over to a terracotta pot because that will balance out and compensate. So the plant will end up having enough water, but not too much, okay? So this works for me in Florida. The other thing with plastic pots, of course, you get these pots, you've got the big box store and these come in this. It allows thermal regulation. When I say thermal regulation, the heat. So plastic holds heat. And in the Florida, that is the other thing you want. You start in seeds, you you want the roots of the plants to be kept warm, but not to be killed, not to be cooked. So these pots can work as well, but not for long. They still need to be matched to the size plant, okay? So plastic in its own right has to be used in a matching way for the plants that you put it in and the size for the type of plant that grow bigger roots, okay? So that's the other thing, all right? So we're going to keep moving. I hope we're learning. And just so you know, at the end of this, I'm going to match each plant to the perfect pot so you can see and understand how I match my plants to pots for bigger growth and better harvest. So let's keep moving. So now here I am with a black pot, okay? And yes, I specifically mentioned the color. This has in some time, my creeping time. Black attracts heat. So this is the other factor too. In the Florida sun, of course, the heat is already on, so you have to be careful the type of plants that you put in black pots because you don't want the roots to be cooked. You want them to be kept moist, you want them to be kept warm, but not cooked. So this is another factor. So where I have this is not in the blazing sun, so that helps. And also where it is, it gets enough water to keep it adequately moist and not oversog the soil here. So this is the other factor. The color of the pot is also important because you want the plant in the pot to get enough heat, have enough moisture, but not to be cooked, okay? So that's the other thing here. Color does matters, especially with plant pots, okay? Let's move on. The other factor I want you to understand is shallow versus deep, okay? The size of the pot does matter, but also the depth, okay? And I have two pots here. This is a very deep pot, and this is a shallow terracotta pot, okay? So you have to match your veggies to the pots themselves. And you have vegetables that have shallow roots. They don't require any much depth, such as your lettuces. Okay, your lettuces, your pak choi, they have fine roots and they want shallow soil. So this is perfect for veggies like those. No, for deeper pots like this, your tomatoes, okay, your peppers, your things like your okras that grow big, strong root systems, you need to have the size pot to accommodate those. So the depth of the pot is just as important as the broader size of the pot. So make sure when you're choosing, matching your pots to the veggies that you plan to plant in it, okay? So that also helps. Drainage holes is also important. This is a pot that I got at the Dollar Tree, but it has no holes. So one thing you have to be cognizant of is drainage holes. The plant that you put in a pot is just as good and works out just as better if there are holes in the pot. So its survival depends on drainage. Okay, you have other pots. This one, it already has a hole in it. This is a terracotta type pot. So pots with holes, with drainage holes, are important. They can save your plants, and the drainage holes are just as important as the plant itself because that determines if the plant survives or not. All plants require drainage no matter what, unless you're growing in a hydroponic setting, and even so there's still circulation of the fluid, so things are going in or there's still movement. Okay, so be mindful of that. It must have a drainage hole, and when you get some of these pots from big box stores, make sure to put holes in them. Okay, let's move right along. Heavy pots save lives, okay? Heavier pots save plant lives. So in the rainy, windier season, when the pots are easier to be toppled over, heavier pots, some of these can be the heavier plastic and the heavier ceramic pots. They are very good because they may save your plants from toppling over, especially if you're on a balcony, a kind of condo setting where you're trying to grow, in your small little space, but then the breeze can take things away. Just bear in mind that the heavier the plant, it helps with stability. And if there is stability, the plant won't fall over and snap, so you can have your produce, okay? So now I'm going to move on and show you the type of plants that I would put in certain pots, okay? Peppers, okras, tomatoes. A shallow pot for shallow root systems. My pak choys, my lettuce, all of those. Terracotta pots for my herbs. More herbs. Plastic pots for my heat-loving varieties, okay? My tomatoes, my peppers, my eggplants, all of that. More herbs. More herbs. Plants with bigger root systems. Now, I really hope this helped, because sometimes we blame everything in the garden, the sun, the soil, the water, everything except the type pots we chose to put them in. And sometimes we have to look past aesthetics and know that if we're growing produce, we need to focus on the produce and on the pots that we put them in, okay? I hope this helps someone. So come back, stick along. Deb here, 2 raised beds to freedom, okay? And we're chugging along, growing along, smallest space with the biggest invite. So come on in and we can learn together and grow together. See you in the next one. Bye.